Wallo he's a co-host of $1 Million Worth of Game with Gilly, the kid. And I did a Wallo appreciation post because if you don't follow him on Instagram, definitely give him a follow if you're looking for like some good, some content, but also some like motivational type shit, So Wallo, he, again, this is go to my Instagram, check the reels that I did. It was an appreciation post for him, but I'll do a quick little recap for him. Basically, Wallo's a guy from Philadelphia, Philly. I think I want to Pennsylvania maybe, but Philadelphia, we just say that. And he got in trouble. Everybody gets in trouble in their teens, but ironically, he caught himself in a situation. He did 20 years in prison, got out. And ever since he's got out, he's been like, had a whole different outlook on life. And he, started, their cousins, him and Gilly, they started this podcast, and he was saying like how everything you want to create, everything you want to do is on your phone. And he was saying like everything he's at right now, everything he's doing, everything he's been doing, it's all because of what's become of having this phone and just him recording himself, whether it be talking about whatever that's going on, giving advice, life coaching, free game, info on behind the scenes type of shit, come ups, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, he's doing that over his phone. And he was saying like all this is what you need, whether it's your manager, your A&R, your anything you want to create is off your phone, So I wanted to highlight that for this week. That is so underrated. I mean, you want to talk about $1 million worth of game. That is $1 million worth of game. You know how many people right now have become entrepreneurs just off their cell phone and social media? You know how many people have become like real big time invested businessmen or business ladies or businesswomen? You know how many people have like found an avenue or have found their lane off of using social media, but having it on their phone, And I get it. There's pros and cons. We've talked about it like plenty of times before, You want to get scrambled eggs, you gotta crack a few eggs, Is the juice worth the squeeze? There's a give and take. Social media also obviously has a negative side. It can be detrimental, but it can only be as detrimental as you allow it to be, or how much you allow it to affect you. That's the difference. If you can somehow get, not even to say master, but if there's a way you can come to grips and get like a real good agenda and a real good schedule as far as using it to your benefit and not letting it distract you, like I talked about with LaRussell on his episode. We talked about how much it's important to like just post and ghost and just, do whatever you got to do, be on it for that time being, put it down, and then be present in something else or focus on something else while that's doing its thing, And that episode, we talked about that because he is the one that's on there daily. He talks about him. He has content that he posts sometimes 2-3 times a day if need be, And he's using that to his advantage, and he's also being very, very fucking proactive with the music and very proactive with just his daily lifestyle. You could tell that it's just not affecting him, and you could tell that it's not hindering him, and you could tell that it's not taking like a lot out of him. You know what I'm saying? So that's a perfect example. And what's the correlation between those two, which is hella fucking cool, is LaRussell and Wallo. Ironically, LaRussell did a Wallo appreciation post. And you can call it like, oh, you're biting, you're copying. Cool, I'll take that. Whatever you want to say. You can take that. Yeah, I got that idea from him because I saw that too. It was just different advice. He also, like, he has a different interaction. He had a different type of thing with Wallo than what I did. His was more like in-person direct and direct in that it was directed towards him, the information that he gave, or finding him and just, being on and communicating on that level. Mine was indirect. I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that he was saying about, going back to the whole cell phone thing, listening to that is what resonated with me. And I felt like, yo, this is facts. So there's always, hidden gems and everything. There's correlations with a lot of different things that you can find with people. And, ironically, those are two people that I think are super dope. Wallo, LaRussell. Shouts out to both of them, Wallo, if you want to come on the podcast, I know you're listening, bro. Would definitely love to have you. And I'm reaching out. So, yeah.